Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today I'm going to do you a what's in a box kit review on my AIRFIX 132 scale A50089 Aston Martin DB5. Now this actually featured on a video I did, I think it was yesterday, where I did a sort of model haul video on a load of charity shop buys that I had, and the total spend was I think about £24, and as you can see this one cost me the princely sum of £4. Now it basically looks like a nice kit. You actually get obviously some Humbrol poly cement, we get 6 different colours, and we get 2 rather nice looking paintbrushes with it as well. So it looks great, and for £4 it's a bargain. I mean, obviously it's finished in gloss, which as mainly a sort of military sort of modeler, I haven't done anything in gloss yet, so I kind of figure moving forward it will be an interesting learning prospect for me, because I do actually have a couple of German staff cars, including the 770 Leaders car from ICM, which require gloss painting. So I kind of think this will be a good test subject to do before I do that. So anyway, this is a what's in a box. So we're going to have a quick read of the blurb that AIRFIX supply. We'll have a look at the instructions, and then we'll have a look at the parts. So the first Aston Martin appeared in 1914, the name being derived from a combination of the name of the designer, one Lionel Martin, and the venue of the car's first competition success at the Aston Clinton Hill Climb. The cars first appeared commercially in 1918. In the late 20s, the company changed ownership and therefore produced the first OHC model, which had successes at Le Mans between the 2 world wars. The company was acquired by David Brown in 1947. Initially, production centred around a 2-litre pushrod engine car, the first of the famous DB series, arriving later when a 6-cylinder OHC Lagonda engine was installed in the earlier chassis. This type of car, the DBRI/300, won the 24-hour Le Mans race in 1959. Since this time, the cars have undergone considerable development, culminating in the DB5, a car which combines the comforts of a luxury touring car coupled with the excellent high performance synonymous with the mark of the Superleggera, or lightweight body. It is of light alloy construction around a small diameter multi-tubular framework, the whole mounted on a platform chassis. The 6-cylinder 4-litre engine is also light alloy with wet type liners, no idea what that is. The hemispherical combustion chambers have 2 valves per cylinder, operated directly by short tappets from the overhead twin camshafts. Drive is via a hydraulically operated clutch and a David Brown 5-speed gearbox, on which top is overdrive in standard form. The engine develops 282 brake horsepower, sounds pretty quick, whilst the optional Vantage engine with 3 Weber carburetors replacing the standard SU pattern develops over 300 bhp. That's great. I don't really understand most of that, but it does look nice, and I kind of think it's it's basically the James Bond car, isn't it? I think. So basically, let's have a look at the instructions. Now, I've had a quick look at these instructions, and I've got to be honest with you, that's the worst set of AIRFIX instructions I think I've ever seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen worse than this? It's flaming awful. So basically, we've got 1, 2, 3 windows, and we're going to put all the parts on. We're going to put all these parts on the under chassis in one go. Then we're going to put all these parts of the interior and the refinements on the front, like the radiator and the grille. And then we're going to put a few more parts on in section 3. I've had a look already. There's not that many parts. It does look pretty easy, to be honest with you. But them instructions, they're pretty terrible. Got to be honest with you. AIRFIX, you can do better. Right, now let's have a quick look at the history of this particular kit. All information is off a website called ScaleMates, which I use quite regularly. There was this particular variant with this cover art was introduced in 2009, and there have been 2 subsequent replacements of the cover art in 2016 and 2020. So what we can probably say is this one basically is from 2009 to 2016, so it's something like 8 to 15 years old. The box is kind of showing a bit of wear and tear, so that's kind of fair, I suppose. It actually comes from a tool, however, that was new in 1966. So the actual tooling and the moulding itself is 40, 50, getting on for 60 years. And it kind of shows its age. We're going to have a look at the main body of the car first, and I don't think I've ever seen a AIRFIX kit with quite so much flash on it as this. So I'm kind of guessing that is partly down to the age of the tooling, because obviously these things wear and wear and wear and get used and used and used, and they just basically deteriorate. I mean, there's some real, I think these are called seam lines. There's some really nasty seam lines on this, including on the where the fender, the wing here meets. I don't know if you can see that, but it's going to take a fair bit of careful filing not to ruin the shape of the actual wings there. That's definitely not supposed to be there. Every sort of hole on this, apart from the where the rear windscreen goes, needs attention. And the front is, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of flash on this. It's not nice. But I mean, for me personally, this is a sort of practice sort of model for the future, and that's fine. You know, I've got all the necessary files and tools and whatever to tidy this up. But as a starter set, which this is sold as, which gives you, in theory, all the things to put it together, you know, it's kind of a bit of a, it would be a bit of a letdown if I was a young kid and I bought this, because I probably wouldn't have a sanding pad. I wouldn't have a set of these nice little files, and maybe I could go and steal one of these emery board type things off my mother. But that's just me looking at it from a sort of novice modeller's sort of standpoint, I suppose. So let's have a look at the rest of the parts now. We've chastised this rather nasty body. Here we have the bumpers. These obviously require painting, are not pre-chromed, as some kits are. Again, we've got elements of flash all over. I mean, all over these bumpers, there's flash that needs taken off. We've got the silver, the chrome spoked alloys, chrome spoked wheels. Again, these need colouring, and there obviously is supposed to be gaps in these, but this is just a sort of like a flat panel, which is kind of disappointing, I suppose. But having no experience of sort of looking at these sort of vehicles, I'm guessing that's the standard way they are at this point. We've got our glazed section, which did come, these have all been taken out of the plastic, by the way, and I will be putting them back in the plastic bags. That looks kind of okay, but I mean, I don't know if you can see it. I can see a line here. I don't know whether that's a scratch or not. It could be, but it's actually on the other side as well, so I'm kind of guessing that's some sort of molding defect, maybe. Can't see it on the front, but there is, yeah, I mean, there is scratching on the front as well. And this has just been taken out of the plastic bag. It was sealed, so it's not been scratched in the box, you wouldn't have thought. This particular sprue here is the front and rear seats. Very heavy ribbing on the rear, kind of lacking in any detail, it appears, on the fronts. Not too much flash on these though. There we go. This is the bottom section. It's got an AIRFIX badge on it on a little C. I mean, I'm thinking that that's a modern edition, and maybe this is an updated mould. It's got no real detail underneath. Obviously, anything that's going on underneath is going to be provided by the parts that we attach. Again, lots of flash. You know, this is all you have to be taken off. And if it is, you know, as it says, a starter set, well, you know, you're gonna know how to do it. I mean, I'm still fumbling with this sort of removing flash and filing and sanding, because, you know, you take too much off, you kind of ruin the model. Underneath here, we've got the this looks like part of the engine or the transmission. We've got the drive shafts, or is it drive shafts? I think it's a drive shafts or something. The thing that the wheels go on anyway. I'm no mechanic, it's obvious. Here we have a twin pipe exhaust system. Again, there is some flash on this that's going to need taking off. It's a very delicate piece. Here we have the instrument panel and dashboard, normally done in a fine walnut burr. And there we go, another, I think that's a drive shaft again. We've got the steering wheel, which is flashed and kind of clunky. Don't know what that bit is. I think it's probably the back parcel shelf or something. Here we have 4 tyres. Again, flash problems. Nasty sort of lines here. Gonna need sanding off. And no tread. There's no tread on these wheels. That's kind of weird. I mean, obviously these bits go in here. There should be some of these little oh, there they are, the little wheel caps. But there's no tread on these tyres. I mean, that's thoroughly bizarre. I don't get that at all. There's no extra pieces of tread on it there. Yeah, not great. We've got this little sprue here with a few bits and bobs, some springs. These are the wheel caps. They're part of the wheels as well, I would have thought. We get 2 sets of number plates. I don't think any of these are the James Bond variant. So I'm going to paint this in black at the end of the day because that's the colour that I'm going to have to practice on. So I think for £4, this is a bargain. It's a bargain that needs more attention than I think any kit, apart from maybe one of my Ventura. I mean, look at that, that's horrible. Apart from one of my Ventura Spitfires, this is going to need more work than any other kit I've actually looked at so far. So, I mean, it just goes to show that buying a new kit doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a new mould, and doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a good sort of finished item even when buying from a big brand like AIRFIX. So I'm kind of disappointed, but for £4, I'm not complaining. It's a bargain. So there you go. That's me moaning on for 12 minutes. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. There will be a link in the description box to the haul video for this, and I'm going to have to set up a new playlist for odd sizes because my playlists are all set up in sort of 172 and 135 sizes. So again, thanks for watching. Be seeing you.